$300 million. Not the cost of a program, not the cost of a factory, the price of a single jet that doesn't fully exist yet. A plane with engines that haven't been built, stealth coatings that haven't been produced, and a price tag that, if history is any guide, will only get bigger. This is the economics of building a 6th-gen fighter. To understand where we are, you need to understand where we came from. In 1981, the F-16 cost $14 million per aircraft. It was fast, lethal, and affordable enough to buy thousands. That era is over. Each generation of fighters since has cost roughly 3 times more than the last. The F-15, $30 million. The F-22, $150 million. The F-35, north of $135 million and climbing. The pattern is not a coincidence. It's physics, software, and geopolitics colliding in an ever more expensive machine. The F-35 is the clearest warning sign. When the Pentagon launched the program in 2001, the projected acquisition cost was $233 billion. By 2012, that had grown to $396 billion, large enough to trigger a formal congressional review. Congress reviewed it and kept going. Today, the total F-35 program cost sits at over $2 trillion across a 94-year life cycle, the most expensive weapons program in human history. And that's the plane the F-47 is designed to replace. The F-47, Boeing's 6th-gen fighter, awarded by Trump in March 2025, is designed to do things no aircraft has ever done. Hit Mach 3, be essentially invisible to radar, control a swarm of autonomous drone wingmen, carry hypersonic weapons. Every one of those capabilities has a price. Start with stealth. The F-47's stealth coatings must absorb radar signals across a wider frequency range than anything before it. The problem? Those coatings don't exist in production form. They need to be invented, tested, scaled up, and then maintained on every aircraft after every flight. When the F-22 entered service, maintainers spent 45 minutes per flight hour just on stealth upkeep. The F-47's coatings are more complex. Then the engine. The Air Force has requested $1.3 billion over 3 years just to finish designing the propulsion system. Not to build it, just to finish the design. The engine must sustain Mach 3 flight, roughly 2,300 miles per hour, without melting itself. No such engine currently exists. And then the software. Modern fighter jets run on millions of lines of code. The F-35 software alone took 18 years to fully develop and still isn't complete. The F-47's AI-driven systems managing the drone wingman, processing sensor data, coordinating weapons, will be orders of magnitude more complex. So, where does $300 million per jet actually come from? The Air Force wants 185 aircraft. Development costs across those 185 jets alone add roughly $100 million to each unit before a single bolt is tightened. Add the engine program, the stealth coatings, the weapons integration, and the software, and $300 million starts to look like a best-case scenario. History says it won't be. But here's the pressure making all of it unavoidable. China. While the US has been arguing about whether it can afford the F-47, China has been manufacturing roughly 120 J-20 stealth fighters per year. Not designing, manufacturing. At that pace, China could field a numerically superior stealth air force within a decade. And that's before their own 6th-gen program enters production. The US response isn't just the F-47, it's the entire system around it. Each F-47 is designed to control 2 collaborative combat aircraft, affordable drone wingmen that multiply the jet's reach. The Air Force argues that one F-47 with 2 drones delivers more combat power than 3 F-35s at roughly the same cost. It's a compelling argument. It's also unproven. And then there's the budget math that nobody wants to say out loud. The Air Force is spending $28 billion on F-47 development between 2025 and 2029. The Navy is simultaneously developing its own 6th-gen fighter, the F/A-XX, currently funded at just $140 million compared to the F-47's $5 billion. Two separate 6th-gen programs, two separate contractors, one defense budget. In April 2026, one analyst concluded that funding both programs simultaneously may not be financially possible, even with the largest U.S. defense budget increase in 75 years. So, we return to the number, $300 million. It is not waste. It is not mismanagement. It is the price of operating at the absolute edge of what aerospace engineering can do, inventing materials, engines, and software that don't yet exist, under a deadline set not by accountants, but by a geopolitical rival who is building fast and building cheap. The uncomfortable truth is that no country builds a 6th-gen fighter because it makes financial sense. They build it because the cost of falling behind is too large to put aside.